After being basically said your ideas are rubbish, and I'm cleaning that up as you know, by the former Vanity Fair editor Tina Brown, and that's really on the back of the fact that the Hollywood Reporter decided to turn against you. You would have thought it might have been, well, the opportunity for a little bit of good news in the House of Montecito. Well, at least you might have thought that, right? Well, sadly not, you see, because in this particular case, it looks like they've decided to leave Meghan Markle's husband, that's right, the former royal known as the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, literally for the dead. Let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much as ever for your time today. Now, you know, I've told you this before, I find this fascinating because when you look at all of these things, particularly at the end of the year, you know, that type of stuff, they're always sort of coming out with all kinds of things, aren't they? I don't know if I mentioned this before, I just found all of these things fascinating. Over here, they're trying to get it as a listed sort of thing, pie and mash. Do you know pie and mash? It's mashed potato, a sort of nice liqueur, and of course, a brilliant pie. Now, they were a staple, of course, over here in the very heart of London, but many of the pie shops are getting phased out. And one MP is desperately trying to get it back on track. Good luck to him. But there's always something, isn't there? You kind of think, nothing more pressing, you know. You can always get a good pie, can't you, somewhere. If you haven't tried it when you come to London, do try it. Pie and mash is a delicacy that many people truly enjoy. Some people might say, though, that this particular delicacy is one really for, well, how should we just say, the few? Yes, we're talking, of course, about the former royal known as Prince Harry. Now, literally, as I say, at the end of the year, they have these votes as well. And these are all about, you know, how popular you are, that type of thing. You get the picture. Now, sadly for Prince Harry, it looks like Harper's Bazaar have decided that he's the 25th, if you like, most gorgeous, most fanciful male apparently on the planet, whatever you want to call it. And literally he's been beaten to the top by celebrities that are sadly no longer with us. The likes of the gorgeous Cary Grant, Steve McQueen, and at the top of the list is none other than the rebel without a cause man himself, James Dean. Now, here's the weird bit about it, right? Because Harper's Bazaar, as you know, have been very gushing about Harry and Meghan. So much so, in fact, they were the only magazine publication allowed to go on that recent fake royal tour to Colombia with them. You know, the proviso was they gave gushing things, and they did all of that. And this is the thanks that Prince Harry gets, shunted way down the list in the Richter scale. According to sources, Harry's less than impressed. He thought he might be a little bit higher. So why have the magazine decided to do this? Well, what I can tell you, knowing how magazines work, is simply this. All the top spots with the other people, right, at the top of the list, they don't have to pay for the pictures anymore. They're free. Hence the reason, you see, you can put that person at the top of the pile, whether anybody's voted for you or not. It's not going to cost you anything. The further down you go with the likes of the Bradley Coopers and stuff, you may be able to use a stock picture, but you may have to pay a fee, i.e. the same with Prince Harry. Hence the reason is lower down, and it's a bog standard stock picture. Now, if anybody tells you that these particular things are not rigged, they are lying. I've told you before, all of these events, the votes, everything, you know, the sort of special nights of awards, they're all rigged. I worked on an award show a couple of years ago in the very heart of London, and a wonderful, very talented musician was set to get the award. When they refused to come down from Scotland very quickly, her award speech was scrubbed, the video was wiped, and they suddenly gave it to somebody else. Not much thought in that, literally went in it within 5 minutes. The person who won had no idea, and of course the person who lost did, but would never talk about it because of course it looks bad. You're looking at Prince Harry and you think, yes, he is further down the Richter scale at number 25 after giving all those exclusives to Harper's Bazaar. Well, be grateful, because quite frankly, in this day and age where everything costs, you're lucky you're on the list at all, Harry. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.